Well, this is it. Another piece of Hamiltonian history is coming down today. This is the old Century Theater, people. It's been around since 1913 when it was originally called the Lyric Theater. And back then it used to be for vaudeville shows. Now, I don't know a lot of vaudeville acts, but the Marx brothers did indeed play here at one time. And pretty much if you're a movie fan, you know who the Marx brothers are. Now, basically, this theater opened in April 1913, called the Lyric. And it had over 2,000 seats. Unfortunately, in the last few years, it's fallen under some hard times and is set to be demolished today. So I'm going to give you guys a little history before this piece of Hamiltonian history comes down forever, just like the Tivoli before it. Now, this theater, as you can see, was really big. With over 2,000 seats, it was able to hold a very large audience. And it was remodeled twice. Once in 1922, and again in 1940, when the new owners, 20th Century Theaters, took over and renamed it the Century Theater. Another further remodeling was done in 1967, and a few years after that, ownership went to Famous Players theaters. Now, a couple years ago, unfortunately, the roofs and the facade started caving in. And unfortunately, with recent cave-ins, the building could not be saved. Basically, what happened to this theater was that it closed in 1989 with its final showing of a little film called Lethal Weapon 2. The building was deemed a heritage building in the early 2000s, but only the facade was deemed heritage. The interior was not. What they originally planned for was to turn this into a bunch of condos. And that plan still stands, but unfortunately the facade of the building is coming down. As you can see, for 1913, the architecture was gorgeous. And it was, at the time, state of the art. But, as with all things, time does a lot of stuff to a building. And today will be the end of this building. So yes, as I stated before, the theater was closed in 1989. I myself only ever got to go into the theater once as a child, and I can't remember what movie it was, but I do remember what it was like inside, and I can tell you right here, right now, it was beautiful inside. There was a hidden balcony. The seating was magnificent. I wish I could go into more details about it, but this was 20 or so years ago. Or, well, actually more like 25. But, well, you get the point. Anyway, it's rather sad to see a bit of Hamiltonian history go. Like so many other pieces of Hamiltonian history that have been destroyed due to neglect. And this is exactly what it is, neglect. They could have saved it, but they didn't. All they did was say, oh, our facade is heritage, but the inside, we'll just forget about that. And they forgot about it, and unfortunately, it came to be that this building will be no more. Now, as you can see, the facade has seen better days. It's really starting to show its almost 100-year age. But it's still an immaculate looking building, and it will be sad to see it go. Hopefully, this will be the last building we see go that has heritage written all over it. Because unfortunately, like the Tivoli, this one just couldn't be saved. So, this is a fond farewell to the Old Century Theater. And I will report again in just a few hours when it comes down.